Hi. Okay. Never done a video before, but figured I would do this. I've seen a lot online stepmoms writing open letters to their birth moms. So I decided to write one to the birth mom of my stepson. And I decided to record it for a reason I don't exactly know. So this is my letter. I'm going to be looking up because it's on my computer screen, so I've got to read it. Dear birth mom, 3 years ago you came into our lives. You were a friend of a friend. You were down on your luck. You lived out of your truck after moving into an unfamiliar place to escape your abusive boyfriend, who you were only with to escape your abusive adopted parents, or so you said. My husband and I are caring people. Those who reach out and who help however we can when someone's hurting. We gave you a place to call home at night, clothes on your back, food in your stomach, and in return, you turned our lives upside down. You convinced my husband that his relationship was toxic, told him he deserved better, planted lies in his head. Yes, my husband made the mistake in listening to your lies, but you were just a concerned friend after all. I won't lie and claim my relationship was perfect, and I won't lie and claim it was all his fault or even all your fault. In fact, I take blame for my problems I caused, but you were the final push. It took you less than 24 hours after he asked for a divorce, less than a day to move in on him. You seemed like the perfect woman, charming, loving, kind, the girl that any man would want, but it didn't take you long to show your true colors. I stood by for 4 long months. I watched you abuse him emotionally and physically, cut him off from his friends, his family. I watched you scream in his face about how he was a worthless piece of shit who would never amount to anything, and I watched him take every moment of it. The 3 calls to the police, the marks you left on his body, the tears he cried when you had him so depressed he believed he would never amount to anything. And when my relationship with him finally began to heal, he cried because he believed he didn't deserve me. He still believes that he deserves to be abused and mistreated instead of having someone who loves and cares for him. Did you know he still flinches? He still pulls away, and he's still afraid to show his affection at times. Or how about the times you told my husband it wasn't his baby? The 2 other guys you told it might have been theirs. Then you turn around and say that my husband was just a deadbeat? That's not even talking about the things you did and you said to me. When you laughed when I miscarried, when you told everyone that I deserved it, and when you attempted time and time again to publicly humiliate me by posting public statuses about me, saying I was too much of a transvestite to have a baby, or that no one will miss me when I die, and in fact the world will sigh with relief. The countless times my husband told you he was happy with me, but you begged for him back, sent him nude photos, and when you turned him down, threatened he would never see his son unless he was with you. But you know what? This isn't about all of that, because I've forgiven that. All you did to him and all you did to me, if you could have at least been a halfway decent mother. My own son was not even a month old when we first found out you were not the single mom doing everything on your own. Instead, you'd abandoned my stepson, one family of strangers from the time he was 3 months old until 7 months old, and another family from the time he was 7 months old until he moved in with us at 23 months. We finally did the DNA test you refused not once, but 3 times, including 1 time through the child support you tried to get. As time went on, we learned the horror stories. I can't even count the times I cried hearing what that poor little boy had been through. You once said you would love him more than any stranger could, yet I'm the one who puts him to bed, kisses boo-boos, changes diapers. I hold his hand, wipe his nose, and he refuses to go to bed if he doesn't kiss me goodnight. You're the one who's a stranger to him, and it's no one's fault but your own. He can't have a babysitter because he's too afraid if Mike and I aren't viewable at all times. He has a scar on his leg from a lighter burn. A lighter burn. Even if it was an accident, how reckless and uncaring could you be? He hasn't had medical care in the whole 2 years of his life. He's afraid of you. I've seen the videos from the people you abandoned him with. The one at the beach where he was only 9 months old, and you said he was crying to make you look bad and called him retarded. I've seen the pictures in the 8 months I've known him, the countless pictures from people you abandoned him with, and I've never seen him so scared when he was with you. You choose boys, heroin, and alcohol over your own flesh and blood. He calls me mama. I've been more of his mama in the past 8 months than you have been in his entire life. You claimed you were getting your life together, going to NA, in counseling. You were clean, taking your visits. I believed you were changing. I believed in you. But it only took 2 months before you showed your true colors again. Before you decided to pick up, block all contact with us, and move a whole nother state away from your son. You're too busy living it up in Vegas, hanging out with your artist friends, doing LSD, and talking about wanting to be a prostitute instead of being there for your son. You haven't even asked how he was since early January. You haven't even seen him since Christmas Eve. In the past year, you've seen him 3 times. When he sees you or sees a picture of you, he asks, "Who's that?" We try to tell him that's his mom, and he says no. When he calls you mom, he says it's like a name. He treats you like a stranger. He doesn't know who you are, no matter how much my husband and I try to teach him who exactly you are to him. The most you even mention your son on Facebook is the part of your bio that says, "I love my son." And yet, you haven't seen him in months. You haven't asked about him, asked for pictures. You haven't paid your child support. Your son calls me mama, and you're a stranger. The sadness that makes me feel is never ending. I am beyond blessed to have him in my life, but that blessing should not have to include your absence. You say that you hate me because I sabotaged your relationship, when you're the one who came in between my husband and I. You're the one saying I'm trying to break up your family. Yet you're the one who was trying to ask my husband out to dinner, trying to post pictures of him and my stepson on your Facebook, posting quotes about how much you love him and how great of a dad he is. You need to own up to your mistakes instead of lying to make yourself feel better or look better. You need to stop the excuses. The world's not against you. You are making it against you. You will never get better or change until you're honest, 100% honest about what you've done to my husband, to me, and to your son. And you know what? I hope you do. I hope you get clean. I hope you can be better. Because it's not about me. It's not about my husband. It's not about anybody but your son. And I wish more than anything that you could get it together for him before it's too late.